Hi Flosstube, it's Angie. Bubmie on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in today. Today is Sunday, April 14th. It is been snowing since I think about 6 o'clock this morning. It's been very windy. There's been big snowflakes, little snowflakes. It's a little crazy out there, but it's gonna change. Tomorrow's gonna be 50, Tuesday's gonna be 70, so it's all good. So welcome back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Or maybe you're just tuning in for the first time. Maybe you're watching videos getting ready for StitchCon. Can't wait to see you in a couple months. I'd first like to start off, in my last video, I showed all of you this fabulous scissor fob that I participated in a smalls exchange at StitchCon, and I got this adorable scissor fob with the scissors. And I could not, for the life of me, remember who made it for me. I felt awful. I felt awful because it was probably 2 days later. I was sitting at work, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Carmen from New York, Broadway stitcher, like entered my mind. I wasn't even thinking about stitching, just Carmen. I suffer from CRS. I have for a long time. Can't remember stuff. So my apologies to Carmen because she did a beautiful job with that. Let's talk about an Afghan. I have this one sitting on one of the chairs downstairs. My mother-in-law made this special for Dave and I back in probably, I don't know, the fall was 1998, I can tell you that. So it's going on 21 years that she made this Afghan. She made it special for us because that summer we had a baby boy, Jeffrey, and he was born very premature, 25 weeks he was born at, and he didn't make it. He lived for 18 days, and he's hanging in heaven. So she made us this beautiful Afghan with this angel on it. That year I started making little blankets for the babies and in neonatal intensive care. And so she found this pattern and she made several, and this is like the perfect size, that one panel. So this whole blanket, it's a big Afghan, has panels of angels in it. And she made this for us. She made it for neonatal, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, Mom, that is gorgeous. Could I have a whole Afghan out of that? And of course, she obliged me. Sorry, I'm not doing very well with showing this. But so it's been hanging out on one of our chairs downstairs. So, and if you would like to know the pattern for that, send me a message below and I will find out and send you a private message or show on the next video. I have one purchase. I haven't gone back into everything since I blew March's budget. But really, I didn't, sorry, I have an itch. I didn't really blow the budget that bad. The budget's $25. And that kit that I got, that sampler I got, I looked, it came with the thread, it came with all the fabric, and it came with the pattern. Now I'm going to say this, it was only $55. Totally not my budget for the month, but I want to say that the month before I barely spent anything, and in the month of April now, granted it's only the 14th, I've only spent $10. So, and I finished some things. So, this month I got this pattern that is a collaboration between Works by ABC and 1984 Stitchery. So Arlene and McKenna, and it's this sampler that was done by Mary Hogg in 1830. I think, if I remember Arlene talking about it, she was 13 when she stitched it. So I had to have it, and I ordered it, and it's only $10. So, and there's numerous pages, there's lots of up close pictures. This is really nice. So it's only being sold on McKenna's site, 1984stitchery.com. So if you're interested in that. She has a lot of initials in it. She has a lot of alphabets in it. I like the crowns that she has in it. Those crowns of all these different colors in the bottom of it. It's just really neat. I really like it. And I like that. I think it's cool that they work together on that project. April. This is the only finish I have, and I think I showed it. I think I got it done so it was on there last time, but here it is on its frame. It hangs up in my kitchen, and I just put a little felt on the back, and then there's, I don't know if you can see, there's Velcro on here. So I could just change out each month, have it ready to go. And then in the spirit of Easter, I've seen this going around a lot. Here's my bunnies. This is a freebie pattern by Snowflower Diaries. And I did this a couple years ago. Took me a while to fully finish it, but it sits on the shelf with all of my Easter decorations. Okay, so when I was talking to you guys last time, I told you that I had finished my Lady Liberty, and I had a frame in mind that I wanted, and I've been going everywhere looking for this frame. I keep checking everywhere, and I can't find it. Well, then I was at Michael's, and I found this one, which is really, it's what I want. This is exactly what I want. Hi, Minnie. This is what I want, but sadly, it's too big. And I thought, well, I could have a mat cut for that, but I think then the mat would be kind of overpowering. So I'll have to think about something else for this, because I really like this frame, and I got a good deal on it because I want to say it was marked down on clearance. Although it's kind of weird because look, there's no, like, the groove isn't cut in here, and I'm trying to figure out what this material is. It's almost like it's paper mache, because it's not wood. It doesn't have a wood sound. It almost feels like it has some give to it, like it's paper mache. I don't know, but it's a pretty frame. So I was like, nuts, what am I gonna do? And then I was watching Arlene, and have you seen her video? She was talking about the frame, the hoop frame that she got, that you go on the site, and I'll link it below because I didn't get that information all before, or maybe I did, let me see. I did that. You order, it's like a hoop, and you get to pick out the color you want. And in fact, she said, I wanted this color blue, and it was a blue she picked out from DMC. I want it to be DMC, I want to say 854, but it was a blue. And she got it, and she put a skein of that color on it, and it was a perfect match. So it's the round frame, and it comes with like a hoop, but she showed it was thinner than this, and you put your piece in this, gather you back in, and then this pops right into the frame. It just fits right in there, and then you could hang it up on the wall. So I think that's the way I'm gonna go, because I'd like it to either be this blue or this red. Either one I think would work perfect. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm excited about that. Thanks, Arlene, for always sharing everything with all of us. Okay, whips. I told you in my last video that I had been struggling staying focused and stitching. And since the last video, I've done pretty good more staying on track, but I don't know what my deal is, but I have been exhausted some nights when it's time to like settle down and get to stitch or do something. And we've had projects going on. We want to remodel a bathroom. So we've been making all those decisions. And my husband and I are horrible at making major decisions like that. And we have gone the gamut of, we think we're going to do it with my dad. My dad's going to come and help because my dad is a handyman like that and likes to do that stuff. And he just redid his shower and he's so proud of it and really, really likes it. My husband likes to do those things. We have talked to contractors. We've gone to visit sites. We have looked at all kinds of materials and things we could do. But we also kind of need to do our master bath. And we have a really weird setup. And so we keep going back and forth. Do we want to like gut the whole thing and reconfigure things and do this? And then we came home from a walk the other day. It was a beautiful day. And we're walking up and he goes, you know, we could just add on above our living room and dining room to that side of the house, because it's kind of like a bi-level kind of thing. We could just add on and then have like a great room up there and extend on our bathroom, our closet. And I'm going, yeah, I'm like all excited. And then I stopped and I went, are you just playing with me on this? It's just a pipe dream, or is this something we could think about? And he's like, we're talking like a lot of money. So no, it's all, yeah, we could, but play the lottery and we'll see what happens. So that's not happening. So we've been busy trying to figure that all out because we needed to get it in gear because my dad's coming the beginning of June. We need to have it all together. And we need to paint some rooms and get some new carpeting. And schools keep wrapping up. And last week I had 5 IEP meetings. And this week we only have 3 days and I have 3 IEP meetings. And a speaker I'm helping bring in on our Institute Day. So it's all been like hitting fast and furious. And I'm not keeping up very well. And I'm a little tired. So I haven't been stitching as much. Long story to tell you, I haven't been stitching as much. But what I have been working on, and I have been making, you know, when I have like been doing it, is I've been working on getting Mr. and Mrs. Delicious done. If anybody ever wonders why does my thing curl, it's because I stitch in hand and I curl it up. So here's Mr. and Mrs. Delicious by Lindy Stitches. They are looking fine. I just love this pattern. Love it, love it, love it. So that's getting done. And then I stopped work on that because I realized I need to start making something for the giveaway. Not the giveaway. No, I don't need to make something for a giveaway. I need to make something for the Smalls Exchange for StitchCon. And so I pulled out this punch needle and primitive stitcher. This one is from the summer issue of last summer. And what I picked out was to do one of those. Those are made on 32 count. I usually don't go that small because I got old eyes. And so I went through all my fabric and I picked out what I believe is, oh, this one's got a tag on it, 25 count mushroom Lugana. So here's what I've got done so far. This would make the honkinest biggest scissor fob. You would not ever lose your scissors if you had this thing. So it's not going to be a scissor fob, and I don't think I'm going to give it away. I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'll make it like on a flat fold or put it in a hoop or do something cute with it. But what I do think I'm going to do, because I really like those little teacups, because I love tea, is I think that I'll use this mushroom Lugana, because I love stitching on Lugana. I think I'll just do it over one. I seem to have this problem where I'm gonna do a giveaway and I stitch on the wrong count, don't I? I see. You guys, there's a pattern here. But that's okay, because I've really, really enjoyed this stitch, and I really, really love that little mouse and the key. This is by Barbara Anna Designs. It's Liberty bowl fillers. And since StitchCon is right right before Halloween. Halloween, oh my gosh. Right before 4th of July. That kind of fits, right? So I'm going to get that done, refigured, and done. And it'll all be good. It'll all be good. So those are the two things I'm working on for right now. Okay. Oh, and last time, sorry, I'm like in my own little world here. I talked to you guys, I told you about my storage system, or maybe it was 2 times ago. And I talked about how expensive those boxes were with the lid and everything. And I was like, I kept looking at them. I'm like, I don't want to pay $15. They're more than $15. They were like $22, $25. They were more expensive. I didn't want to pay that. There was one, when I went, there was one that was like $50. And, okay, off my soapbox. So I was at the grocery store and I found this one for 10 or 12. It's by Sterilite. It's a little bit different than my other ones, but that's okay. But it has the thing here so that you can hang you're supposed to be able to hang your file things in there. So I was excited to make that discovery. I'm gonna have to take those back. I bought the wrong kind. No, I didn't. It's fine. So I've got another one because I'm busting at the seams. So if you want to look at that, it's a Sterilite. It says it's a show off for letter thingies. Okay, so I told you it was my Flossiversary last time, and I asked people to please tell me what stitching things can you not live without? And so I was writing down all the answers that I got. I had quite a few answers. So people have said they're Ottlights. I have an Ottlight, and I like my Ottlight a lot. I like my Ottlight a lot. I was gifted at a retreat a portable light that's more like an LED light that's rechargeable, and I really like that one too. Project bags. I love all my project bags, and I have a lot of project bags. Bowen, B-O-H-I-N, Bowen needles. I love Bowen needles too. The app Thread Organizer, and I was giggling when I saw that because I have that app on my phone, but I'm really, really bad about keeping it updated. And yeah, I'm really bad about keeping it updated or forgetting that I have it and then I could look when I'm at the store. Scissor fobs, needle pulls. I don't know what a needle pull is. Lowry stands. I have never used a Lowry stand. Needle minders. A lot of people said needle minders, and I would agree. I love looking at my needle minders and looking at other people's needle minders and hearing stories about where they got them or who made them or the gifts that they got. A thread chest. Several people said that they like their thread chest like I have over there. Hey, there's Raggedy Ann and Andy hanging out. My dad had those made for me when I was in high school by one of his coworkers who did that for fun. Sorry, off topic there. Q-snaps. I do have some Q-snaps. Bohan angled snips. So I'm guessing a specialty scissor. Ginger scissors. I think those are the expensive scissors that come out in the designs. Is that right? Artesian design tabletop or lap stand. People have said, and this was Terry, said she could stitch 2 hands with it and it holds it. A Loran threader, L-O-R-A-N. I don't know what that is. Hand-dyed fabric. Hades. You know, I love to look at a hade, and I love to dream about a hade, but I don't know that I could do a hade. I did see, and I didn't write down where I saw it, but there's a Game of Thrones hade of Khaleesi, and I showed it to my husband, and he was all into that. He's all ready for tonight. We're excited about tonight, if you're a Game of Thrones watcher. Magnifying lamps. And my OttLite I could use as a magnifier, but I never have. Thank goodness. I had one person say that she loves all of her stuff and her stash. And I love that comment. Sorry, I didn't write down who said it. You can go back and look. I like to come in here when it's quiet, and I shut the door sometimes, and I just like look through my stuff and like think in my head, oh, I'm gonna make this, or or looking through the magazines that I have, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 cubes of magazines, and I love to look through there and just see, you know, like really pay attention to who the designers were. And like when Hands-On Design came out with the year in cross stitch and all the little square ones, and they had been in one of the magazines, I went back and found I had several of the magazines. I had several in my hot little hands in my own house. I bought the pattern anyways because I didn't have them all. But I love to just hang out with all my stuff and look at it and touch it. And isn't it Linda Jo who says she just like to lay with her floss, like put it all around her and feel it and cuddle it? I haven't done that, but I do enjoy just going through all my stuff and looking through all my stuff and hanging with it. Linen, that was something else that somebody said that they love stitching on linen. Last weekend I went, because it got warm enough here to wear sandals, and I was like, the toes got to get fixed before I'll put my sandals on. And I can't paint my toes to save my life because I just make a mess. So I go, it's my one indulgence. So I was sitting there while she was working on my pedicure, and I was stitching on this, and she's so cute. She's like, are you cross stitching? And I said, yeah. Do you cross stitch? There's always that hope. And she's like, well, I used to before I had my little girl. My mom and I would cross stitch. She goes, but not on that fabric. What's that? And so I was telling her it was linen, and she looked at it, and she was saying, oh, we just did Ada. And I said, and it only came in white. I said, not anymore. I said, there's all kinds of colors now. And she said that her and her mom together did a huge picture of Adonis. And she said he was naked and had like a big jar, or had something like he was holding on his shoulder. And so she goes, oh, I said, well, you might have to check it out. There's lots of other opportunities, or lots of variety now. It's not the same as it used to be. So that was kind of, oh my gosh, I have the hiccups. That was neat to have that interaction and somebody be interested. I didn't mention Flosstube because she thought I was completely nuts. This tea brought to you today by Charlie Brown. It says, be happy. Be a team player, be persistent, be cool, be courageous. Oh, a little speechy thing I want to share with you that I saw on Facebook today. So this speech therapist who has kids said that she read somewhere that you should say affirmations to your child about what you know about them that's affirming every night before they go to bed. And she said, I started doing that with my kids. And she said, if I forgot or, whatever, and I didn't do it, they're like, wait, Mom, call me back and tell me what you know. And that's how she prefaces it. She says, "Let me tell you what I know about you. And you're kind, you're brave, you're courageous, you're smart, all of those little things." And she said she didn't realize the impact it was having on her daughter, who she said was kind of anxious and was fearful. Like, bugs apparently are like a horrendous, very fearful thing for her daughter. And she said it was a couple weeks after she'd started doing this every night. I think the little girl might have called her to the bathroom because she needed help. And she came in and she had kind of that look in her eyes, and her mom said, "What?" And she goes, "Mom, I want you to know, I was really brave." And she's like, "Okay." She goes, "There's a bug." And she said, in the past, this would have caused a huge meltdown, and it would have been horrible, and there would have been an issue. But now her daughter knows she's brave. And she reaffirmed that in her. And the speech pathologist said, "I'm going to use that in what I do. I'm going to implant that seed with my students." So any of you have children out there, probably it doesn't matter what age they are, it might be good to impart that knowledge that you're brave, you're smart, you're kind, you're persistent, you're insightful. All those things that help build up our kids and get that into their head, especially when there's so much negativity, especially when, all the negativity that kids hear about themselves or things they think about themselves that they don't realize that they have. I wish I had known that when my boys were little. So, little tidbit for today. Okay, so I have some thank yous. Thank you to all the kind stitchers who donated to our Best Buddies Friendship Walk. We didn't get to have it today, but we're going to have something like a party or something in May when the weather's better, because oh my gosh, it's still snowing. It is still snowing out there all day. It's not sticking like on our deck. Our deck's covered, but the grass, it was white, and now it's kind of warmed up a little bit, so it's not there, but it's still snowing. So thank you for your donation. We haven't met our goal yet, but I think I'll get on the kids and we'll make it. We're pretty close. We're pretty close. It's very exciting. Thank you for watching and your comments and everything. And I'm gonna draw for my Flossiversary. I have this cute little it's a planter. It's one of those terracotta pots. It's a terracotta pot. That's what it is. I am so bad. I was listening to myself as I was checking my, who all commented so I could write your names, because your names are all written down in here. And I took liberties. If you made a comment on my last video, your name went in here, whether you told me what your favorite thing was or not. And Vanna, I know you already have everything I'm offering, but if you win, you can have something else. I'll give you a gift certificate or something. You can go shopping and get something else. But everybody who subscribed, even if you told me something or not, your name went in, because it's my drawing and my giveaway, and I get to do what I want. So this is what I'm giving away. It's a scissor holder, and my husband's we've had a busy week. It's been crazy. He's gonna drill the holes so that your scissors can go in there. And we'll talk if you want me to glue this shut or not. Because I was thinking, well, maybe you could stick some things in the bottom of it if you wanted to. But if not, we'll glue it on there. Wonder if I could put a hinge on here. Wonder if I could put a little hinge on here so it could just go like that. I have to think about that. Okay, but then if you win, then you're going to tell me how you want this stained. And then you'll get this Welcome Spring by the Little House Needleworks, and tell me what fabric you want, and you'll get the thread to go with it. All right. I did not count how many people's names I put in here, but I wrote everybody's names on there. It was a good amount. Okay. And the winner is Patchy Pony Stitcher. So Patchy Pony Stitcher, I will put your my email down below. Send me an email, and then I'll get all your information and I will send that out. I looked today, I'm 3 people away from 400 subscribers. And so when I get to 400, then we'll do something else fun and do another drawing. I think that is it. My plans are just to get to keep spending some more time stitching. I have to do something for StitchCon. I'm super excited for StitchCon. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you are making something for the small, and I apologize if I already said that, but if you're making something, please do not worry about what you're making. The stitchers that are there are going to appreciate the time and the effort that you put in to making something. And that's all that matters. And that you enjoy the process and you enjoy the stitch, and they will appreciate that. So please remember that. Please don't, I've been reading some comments about it has to be perfect, it has to be just right. It has to be from the heart. That's what it has to be. It has to be from the heart. So stitch something that makes you happy. I was trying to think of things that I've gotten. I got a Mill Hill little scarecrow that it still sits on my refrigerator. I don't put it away. I've gotten some seasonal in a little frame that it's 2 different seasons I can pop out. And I don't remember what. See, I suffer from CRS. I need to write these things down. But make it from the heart. Make it something that you want to stitch, and make it from the heart, and don't put too much thought into it because you'll just drive yourself crazy. So I hope all of you are well. I hope that you are having spring by you. Or if it's winter today, spring will come soon. Downstairs in front of my patio door, I have a full tray of little pots with my tomato plants that are coming up. I'm so excited that I'm going to have that, and some flowers. I've started to pre-pot outside, so it's coming. It's coming. Everybody go do some stitching, as my mother-in-law would say. Stitch till your fingers can't hold the needle anymore. Bye-bye, everybody.